The fighting is still continuing in full force both in Gaza and in Lebanon, but today we have seen significant developments when it comes to both Gaza and Lebanon. Firstly, in Gaza, Israel insists on remaining in the Netzarim line. Netzarim line is the area in the central part of Gaza. Israel has 3 bases across the line towards the Israeli border in the center and towards the sea on the western part of the Netzarim line. And they insist in the mediation talks for a ceasefire that they will not withdraw from the Netzarim line and from the Philadelphia corridor. The Palestinian resistance has been always targeting these areas, however, and today we had another significant attack coming from Al-Qassam brigades, the armed wing of Hamas, where they published a video with several of their soldiers storming by foot the Netzarim line, monitoring a couple of vehicles for the Israeli army, planting explosive devices, and taking down 2 Israeli vehicles. Now, the fact that the Palestinian resistance, firstly, is able to have such freedom of movement and conduct such intense activities in Gaza debunks the whole narrative about Israel's success in this campaign. They haven't succeeded in anything but genocide and destruction and causing misery and spreading diseases amongst the population. When it comes to Lebanon, we had a very interesting development that Israel later on denied. However, it was reported that a drone came over the house of Benjamin Netanyahu's personal house in Caesarea, and a couple of F-16 fighter jets were deployed to intercept the drone. However, the drone returned to Lebanon safely. Now, Hizbullah did not admit that they sent a drone. However, it was witnessed, and most of the reports trace it back to Lebanon, meaning primarily Hezbollah. Israel denied that, saying that it could have been another object. So they confirmed there is an object, but they don't want to admit that Benjamin Netanyahu's house in Caesarea is being monitored by the Lebanese resistance, which is a massive security breach for Benjamin Netanyahu. You're talking about a person who already has severe measures taken with him when it comes to the security. After the assassination of Ismail Haniyeh, the security head of Benjamin Netanyahu's security team ordered everyone in the team not to allow Benjamin Netanyahu to move unless they receive prior information from him, prior approval from him, to allow Benjamin Netanyahu to move. Whenever they meet, the cabinet, they meet in bunkers, sometimes 15 levels below the ground. But this is another step up, saying that we have Benjamin Netanyahu's personal home under our target. This is very likely to have been Hezbollah, because Hezbollah proved that they are able to reach any place in Israel, really, with their previous publications of Al-Hudhud 1 and 2 and their special edition of another Israeli base, where they went in and out of Israel several times, monitoring and recording every single thing with detailed information from the ground, signaling that they have intel on the ground, not just catching images from the sky. How likely are they to do something to Benjamin Netanyahu if they take an image of his house or footage over his house? Well, firstly, Benjamin Netanyahu doesn't spend most of his time in his house. Benjamin Netanyahu spends most of his time in Jerusalem and in other locations as well. However, he could go to his house, so there is a prospect there. The fact of the matter is the breach and the sense of lack of security when it comes to the Israeli population and the Israeli leadership, and a significant sign for the unprecedented capabilities that Hezbollah and the resistance are showing when it comes to not only fighting Israel, but also targeting them and monitoring them as well.